Good day, everyone. This is Jarilyn Birendar. I'm here to present cluster sampling method. What is the cluster sampling method? Cluster sampling method is a probability sampling method in which you divide the population into clusters, such as districts or schools, and then randomly select some of these clusters as your sample. The cluster should be ideally each be mini presentations of population in school. An example of cluster sampling method would be a survey conducted by a company to better understand the preferences and needs of their customers. The company could divide its customer base into clusters based on age, gender, location, etc. and then select a random sample from each cluster for further and analysis. And that's all. Thank you for listening. Be happy.
Good day everyone, my name is Rachel Celia from 11 Darwin. Today I will teach you and I'm presenting the stratified sampling. What is the stratified sampling? Stratified sampling is a method of obtaining a representative sample from a population that researchers have divided into relatively similar subpopulations, also known as strata. Create strata and analyzing the result. This chart explaining the different categories of groups. The population is divided into several strata based on specific characteristics or variables. Each stratum is represented by a separate bar or segment, and the size of each bar corresponds to the proportion of the population it represents. Help researchers and stakeholders understand the stratified sampling process, including how the population is divided into subgroups, how samples are drawn from each stratum, and how individuals may overlap between different strata. That's all.
Good evening, Ma'am Rosa. My name is Rodolfo Nicolas A. Montalvo, 11 Darwin, and this is my PETA. I choose quota sampling. A quota sampling is a non-probability sampling technique where researchers divided the population into the groups based on certain characteristics, such as age, gender, or occupation. Then they select participants from each group until the predetermined quota for each category is filled. This method aims to ensure representation of different demographic groups in the sample, but it may introduce bias if the quotas are not properly defined, or if participants are not selected within each group. Quota sampling concept involves dividing the population into the subgroups or strata based on certain characteristics, e.g. age, gender, income, then selecting participants from each subgroup until predetermined quota is reached. Process researcher identify relevant demographic categories and set quotas for each category on the proportion in the population. Interviewers then select participants based on this quota until they meet the predetermined target. Objective and purpose. Objective. The primary objective of quota sampling is to ensure that the sample reflects the characteristic of the population in terms of key demographic purpose. Quota sampling is often used when obtaining a random sample is challenging or impractical. It allows researchers to gather data quickly and efficiently while still aiming for representative. Scenario: imagine a market research firm while conducting a survey or smartphone using among different age groups. Instead of randomly selecting participants, they use quota sampling to ensure that their sample includes a proportional representative of each demographics, e.g. 18, 24, 25, 34, 35, 44. etc. Advantages convince quota sampling as effective, more practical, cost-effective than probability. Sampling methods, quick data collection. It allows researcher of the other data quickly, as they don't need to wait for randomly selection process. Representativeness, when properly implemented, quota sampling can produce samples in the mirror of demographic composition of the population. Disadvantage, non-random selection. Quota sampling does not involve random selection within each subgroups, which can introduce bias difficulty in defining quotas. Setting quotas that accurately reflect the population can be challenging and subject potential for selection bias if interviewers are not careful in selecting participants. Certain groups may be overrepresented or underrepresented, leading to biased results.
Hi everyone, my name is Micaela Iwayer from 11 Darby. For the video presentation, I will be discussing systematic sampling, concept and process. I explain the concept of systematic sampling, how it works, and the process of selecting a representative sample from a population. Purpose and objectives. I will discuss the purpose of systematic sampling, including obtaining a random sample that is efficient and representative of the entire population. Scenario. I'll provide a scenario where a company seeks feedback from its customers. I demonstrate how systematic sampling can be used to select customers for usage. Advantage and disadvantage. Disadvantage will present the advantage and disadvantage of systematic sampling, including its effectiveness in obtaining a representative sample, but also its limitations such as potential pattern formation in selection. Diagram. I use this diagram to illustrate the process of systematic sampling and how it's work obtaining a sample. Clear and professional. Presentation. I'll be using clear and professional style of presentation to encourage my audience to understand and appreciate systematic sampling as an effectiveness of sampling techniques.
Hi, my name is Angela Marie P. Abalan, presenter 7 from 11 Darwin. This is my PETA in Statistic and Probability. Today, I will explain the volunteer sampling. First, concept and process of volunteer sampling. The definition of volunteer sampling is non-probability sampling technique wherein participants self-select or volunteer themselves to participate in a study. In other words, individuals who are interested in the research project or have a personal connection to the topic are more likely to participate. Methods. Online recruitment. Researchers use social media platforms, online forums, and email lists to attract participants. And advertisement, placing in newspaper, magazine, or online platforms. Flyers and posters. Distributing materials in public places. Referral from other participants. Existing participants refer others. Personal networks. Researchers recruit from their own networks. Example, a psychology student posting flyers on campus to study anxiety disorders. Participants who respond to the flyers from a volunteer sample. Resource constraints. When researchers have limited resources for recruitment. Application examples. Health clinic survey. Asking patients to rate clinic services. Social media survey. Collecting political views from the respondents. online forum announcement, recruiting for a medical study, course evaluation forms, student voluntarily filling out course evaluation. And lastly, the disadvantage and advantages. Firstly, advantages: cost-effective, requires fewer resources, and quick recruitment, participants self-select, speeding up the process. And the disadvantage: bias, participants may not represent the entire population. Limited generalizability, finding may not apply broadly. Self-selection bias, only motivated individuals participate. And that's all. Thank you for watching.
Hi, good day. This is the example of random sampling. Consider that a hospital has 1,000 staff members and must allocate a night shift to 100 members. All their names will be put in a bucket to be randomly selected. Since each person has an equal chance of being selected, since we know the population size and sample size, the calculation can be as follows. Here's the solution.
Hi, Ma'am Rosa. This is my presentation of stratified probability sampling. Now let's talk about what is stratified random probability sampling. It's a sampling technique that allows the researcher to divide the population into subgroups called strata. For example, college business and management has courses include the marketing management, human resources management, and financial management. You want to have samples from each courses. That's why you choose stratified random probability sampling. To get the sample per course, step 1, you should get sample proportion if your number of respondents is 100 and the total of 500 college student. In the college student, in the business management, you need to divide in the total of proportion. So 100 student divided by 500 times 100 is 20%. Then after that, you will identify the number of students per each courses and get 20% each. To illustrate, you can see in the picture, marketing management has 40 respondents and human resources management has 30 respondents and financial management has 30 respondents. Thank you. That's all.
Hi Ma'am San Juan, this is my presentation of simple random sampling. Probability sampling. A type of sample in which all members of the population are given a chance of being selected. Under the probability sampling, we have 4 specific types. First, simple random sampling. Second, stratified random sampling. Third, cluster sampling. And fourth, systematic sampling. Second, explain the simple random sampling. Simple random sampling, a method of choosing sample in which all the members of the population are given equal chance to be selected as response. Scenario. Ako ay isang researcher at naghahanap ng participants about sa research ko. Kailangan ko ng 2 participants at mamimili ako sa classroom ng dalawa lang. Pero 30 kami sa klase. Random lang kailangan ko na 2. And then, may advantage is simplicity. The method is straightforward and easy to understand, making it accessible for researcher which basic. Disadvantage: population knowledge require a complete and accurate list of the entire population, which can be difficult to obtain in practice. And that's all.
Afternoon, Ma'am San Juan, this is our presentation in statistic probability sampling. Ang napili kong sampling ay ang snowball sampling. Ang snowball sampling ay palaki ng palaki o patabi ng patabi. Scenario, nag-interview ka about sa COVID. Sino ang nagka-virus noon? Una mong in-interview ay si Ceci. Nagtanong ka kung nagka-COVID siya at sinagot niya ay oo. At tinanong mo ulit kung sino pa ang kilala niyang nagka-COVID at tinuro niya si James. In-interview ko si James at nagkaroon ulit siya ng COVID at sinabi niya ulit na may kakilala siya nagka-COVID at si Jefferson ito. Hanggang sa lumaki ang in-interview ko at nagkaroon ng COVID at lumaki ang population ng in-interview ko. Advantage at disadvantage. Ang advantage ng snowball sampling ay patabi ng patabi ang participant mo, mas madami ang sakit na makukuha dahil mas madami ang participant. Ang disadvantage, dahil sa palaki ng palaki ang in-interview mo, magiging bias ka. The diagram showing initial participant recommending to others who will start to recommend more until the necessary number or participant is reached. Ayun lang po. Salamat po, ma'am.
And this is my presentation. I choose cluster sampling. Cluster sampling, it is a probability sampling that is commonly employed to study large populations or a geographical distribution within a cluster of people from the target population created. Cluster created must have a similar distribution of characteristics as the distribution of the population as a whole. Step in doing some cluster sampling. First step, define your target position. Step 2, divide your sample into clusters. Cluster created must have a similar distribution of characteristics as the distribution of the population as a whole. Step 3, randomly selected cluster as your sample. Step 4, collect data from your chosen samples. Scenario. Ikaw ay isang researcher na nais malaman ang kalagayan ng edukasyon sa mga high school sa isang buong probinsya. Sa halip na pumili ng mga estudyante mula sa bawat high school sa probinsya, gagamit yun ng cluster sample. Pagbuo ng cluster. Hinati mo ang lahat ng high school sa probinsya ng cluster based sa kanilang geographic na lokasyon. Halimbawa, bawat bayan ng probinsya ay isang cluster. high school sa bayan B, bayan B, hanggang F. Step 2. Random na magpipili ng cluster. Mula sa listahan ng cluster, pumili ng tatlong cluster na parang random. Halimbawa, napili mo ang cluster 2, cluster 4, and cluster 6. Bayan B, bayan D, and bayan F. Pagsusuri ng mga napiling cluster, ang lahat ng high school sa napiling cluster, bayan B, and F, ay sasailalim sa pagsusuri. Ibig sabihin, bibisitahin at pag-aaralin ng lahat ng ito sa high school na tatlong napiling bayan. Yan lang po. Salamat.
Conclusion and summary. Different sampling methods have their own uses and limitations. Sample random sampling ensure every member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Stratified sampling separates the population into homogeneous groups and selects sample from each group. Cluster sampling selects entire cluster of the population samples. Systematic sampling involves selecting every nth member from the population after a random start. Convenient sampling. Convenient sampling is based on individuals who are easily accessible but introduce bias. Volunteer sampling occurs when individuals decide to participate in the study potentiality introducing bias. Snowball sampling starts with a few participants who recruit others useful for hard-to-reach populations. Kyoto sampling selects individuals to meet specific quotas based on the certain characteristics. Each sampling method has its advantage and limitations, and researchers must carefully consider which is most suitable for their objects and constraints. Choosing the right sampling method is crucial for ensuring the credibility and generalizability of the study findings.